To take on the Duel 3 presented by GoRuck here at the 2023 Rogue Invitational. Glad you're with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland alongside Adrian Conway. Kiki Dixon is down on the field. This one's all about just getting the work done, Adrian.
Yeah, there's not a lot of gray area here at all. These guys are going to sprint as fast as they can. They're going to go over, under, then over a log, sprint across the field to 3 sandbags, which you're going to remove from the ground into the teeter and cross the finish line as fast as they can. And those bags are 200 pounds each.
4 men will be on the field for this opening heat. Again, the top 5 men in the overall standings get a bye into round number 2. Garrett Clark, Dallin Pepper, Bailey Martin, and Tudor Magda to lead things off.
2, 1, go.
And here we go. Dallin Pepper has some trouble getting over the log on the final part. He takes a spill. It's Bailey Martin and Tudor Magda, the first 2 men to the bags. Martin's already got 2 in there. Lugs the third one up and over, and Bailey Martin's going to take heat 1. Dallin Pepper with a nice recovery. He's going to get second. Magda, and then it's Clark in 4th.
Yeah, and I expected this from the men. I knew that we would see a lot more of that Paige Semenza style approach in regards to aggressiveness up and over the log versus the one leg over with the spin that we saw a lot from the women. And we saw Pepper take a spill, just like we saw Semenza on her first run. Luckily, he's strong enough to regather himself on the bags and make up some ground to still get second in that heap. Don't know if that time's going to be good enough to advance, but he made it happen.
One more look, and keep an eye in lane 2 on Dallin Pepper. Great recovery for him. This is where he ran into some trouble. Took a spill off of that third log as Bailey Martin gets to the bags first, but then it was Dallin Pepper who made quick work of the bags to get in second place behind Martin.
Great clean run there for Bailey to kick off this event. It's got to be a great feeling.
Next 5 men getting set to make their way out onto the field. So Martin at 23.17 seconds, top 10 times moving on to round number 2. Pepper at 24.40, and then it's Magda and Clark. So overall standings coming into this event. How about Noah Olson, who moved from 7th to 2nd, courtesy of his event win in 10th inning. Now with 290 points, Pat Vellner's your overall leader. Adler tied with Olson in points. Bjorn Carl Gudmundsson into the top 5, and Roman Krennikov now sits in 5th, just 10 points up on Brent Fikowski. So Vellner, Olson, Adler, and Gudmundsson, along with Krennikov, all getting a bye into round 2. We just saw Clark, Magda, Pepper, and Martin go. And spots 15 through 11 will be up next.
Talk about a shuffle. That was quite the shuffle there after this morning's event.
Noah Olson picks up his first Rogue Invitational win in the prior event, and now just sits 20 points back of Pat Vellner for the top spot in the overall standings. And as we saw with the women, this event can really shake up the standings.
Yeah, it really can, with no room for error here with how fast these runs are. Got to keep our eye out on Jason Hopper. Football background, played a year at Clemson as a walk-on. I don't think he's in foreign territory when he sees a bunch of open grass out in front of him, Sean.
Not at all. 14th place overall is Jason Hopper with 190 points. Best finish was a 4th in the circus on Friday night. Here are your lane assignments. Hopper will be on the left side of your screen, top of your screen from this angle in lane 1. Morad Hosta, Hoffer, and then Lazar Jukic at the bottom in lane 5. .23.17 seconds. That's the fastest time we've seen so far from Bailey Martin.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
We are underway, and that was close for Will Morad in lane 2. Let's see if he got off a little bit ahead of the buzzer there. Morad is going to be the first man to the bag, followed by Hosta and Hopper. Hopper has the bag in. Jukic has his first bag up and over. Hosta has 2 bags already loaded. Hosta on his 3rd and final bag. And it's going to be Hosta and Hopper, followed by Morad. Hopper and Jukic forgot to touch the box, but they're still going to give him a time.
Hopper did too. Hopper ran right by the thing. I don't know if he touched it. I don't know what's going to happen, but equally his judge was telling him to go back and he had to tap the box.
We'll see what that does. So a mental error for both Hopper and Jukic, not touching the box. See how that affects their time.
They said we had a chip.
We have 1 heat left in this opening round.
Man, and this one was close all the way out. Victor Hopper, I don't know, he pretty much did a somersault over that log. I don't know how he got back on his feet and started running, but it was really close all the way to the bags. And then we saw Yella Hosta. He had an amazing ability to go from ground right to the perfect height, right at the right time. And you see there at the top of your screen, Hopper runs right past the box, looks at it, looks at his judge, he's like, what's up, what's going on? He has to run back and make the touch. And that is going to be costly for him.
And then Jukic runs across as well, and I don't think he went back to touch it. So here are your heat results. Jason Hopper right now at 22.35 seconds, followed by Hosta, just a 1/10 of a second behind him. Morad in 3rd, and then Hopper and Jukic all above the 25-second mark. So if that stays, Hopper and Hosta will now have the 2 top times, with Bailey Martin's mark of 23.17 seconds sliding into 3rd. Top 10 times do move on.
Well, let's just take out the guesswork and touch the box next time, fellas. Okay? That's that stresses me out up here in the box, even watching it happen. You would hate to see an athlete not rewarded for their effort and for their execution. It's clear that Hopper had the fastest time in that heat, but you definitely want to make sure that you're beyond reproach there and do what is asked of you and make sure that you're doing that in the future.
Next 5 men out will be Travis Mayer, Jay Crouch, Brent Fikowski, Chandler Smith, and Ricky Garrard. And Garrard with those sleeves on, looking to help himself get a good grip on that sandbag.
Yeah, that's an interesting technique. I've used that. I've seen athletes use that, especially with rough and tumble type exercises. You know, they're covering their arms when they're going to do a lot of reps. This is just 3. But you know why? Ricky's expecting to do a lot of sandbag cleans in this. He wants to get it up into that apparatus as many times as he can because he wants to stick around. And Ricky's got a great chance with a field sport background. He's played a lot of rugby. We know Ricky likes to take chances and to go fast in almost every event that he gets an opportunity to do so. So he's definitely someone to watch in this, and he'll be out there in lane 1.
I think he also wore those sleeves in 2022 in the sandbag ladder. He did pretty well in that event. And Garrard will be in lane 1, next to Chandler Smith, Brent Fikowski in the middle of the field, and it's Crouch and Travis Mayer here in this 3rd and final heat in round 1. All the men on the field right now inside the top 10 in the overall standings.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
Mayer up and over, no problem. And it's Garrard in lane 1. He is in the lead. Garrard looking to be the first man to the bags, followed closely by Fikowski, Crouch, and Mayer. Chandler Smith struggling with his first bag. Garrard's already got 2 in. Garrard is on his final bag, as is Travis Mayer, and it's going to be Travis Mayer ahead of Garrard, followed by Crouch and Fikowski, and here comes Chandler Smith.
Another tight race there. Travis really making fast work of those bags. Wasn't the first to them, but made a very clean run to get all 3 right into the teeter very quickly. Go ahead, Sean.
No, just say signing a scorecard, and it was the work that he did early on, really clean up and over those logs to stay somewhat even with Garrard getting to the bags.
Yeah, he's an explosive athlete, and we know this. He can run, he can jump, he can cover distance fast, but he's pretty much neck and neck. And into this point, watch what he does here to scoop and lap the bag quickly. And then he's aggressively throwing it down, not waiting for it to drop, so that he can turn and get right back to that next bag. And it really paid off for him, edging out Ricky Garrard to that box.
Travis Mayer looking to stay alive, top 10 times, moving on to round number 2. And we will get our first look in that round at the top 5 men in the overall standings.
Even as I watched Ricky on that last heat, you see the times here.
21.97 for Travis Mayer. I believe that's the fastest time we've seen. Ricky Garrard at 22.77 seconds. Crouch is in third, and then Brent Fikowski at 23.75. Chandler Smith is going to be in trouble. He may not advance to the next round. Take a quick break. When we return, we'll have the 15 men who are in round number 2 as our coverage of the 2023 Rogue Invitational continues.